A lot of simple updates after a busy weekend of professional wrestling as we end 2022 with, as we continue to wrap up 2022, as there are no more pay per views left in the year. We do have one special coming up on Wednesday, that being Winter is Coming from AEW, where Ricky Starks will become the first person to challenge the new AEW World's Champion MJF for the championship, but we will preview Winter is Coming later this week. For now, we got little notes here and there to talk about, namely the upcoming call-ups for 2022. For NXT rather, not 2022, because they're not coming up in 2022, but the upcoming call-ups from NXT. Among those at the top of the list are former NXT North American champion Cameron Grimes and Von Wagner. Cameron Grimes has been to a degree, somebody that's been at the top of his game down at NXT for the last couple of months. And for lack of a better word, has been a measuring stick for NXT since the NXT 2.0 brand, or since the NXT 2.0 brand was established. I was going to say since NXT did the rebranding, but Cameron Grimes has been one of those guys that fit the realm of the Johnny Gargano or Tommaso Ciampa, like the guy who sets the stage, the measuring stick of the brand, and somebody that people can prove themselves against. But the reality of it is that Cameron Grimes has been down in NXT long enough where he's accomplished everything he could possibly accomplish down in NXT. So the idea of him coming up sooner rather than later is something that needed to be addressed. And it seems like in 2023, we could see Cameron Grimes go to the moon. But also, I don't know a lot about Von Wagner, on the other hand, other than the fact that Von was supposed to be somebody that was managed by Robert Stone, but it seemed like that partnership, per se, had not been something that was really written, not really written in, but drilled down on. And they seem to have gone a different direction with it, because Robert Stone seemed to be more of a presence at ringside instead of a real big help for somebody that really needs somebody to talk to. Like, Von Wagner's presence is seemingly the silent type of monster, as opposed to the monster that was there to do the talking for himself, but that, the silent brooding monster. But I think, if anything, his character needs to be someone that needs to be a little bit more fleshed out, and could be, but WWE just needs to take those steps and figure that out for Von Wagner before he makes the move to the main roster, especially if Robert Stone comes with it. Another small bit of news is Chauncey was taken out of action on this past week's episode of SmackDown, as the back and forth between her and Women's Champion Ronda Rousey, as well as the bodyguard of the world champion, that being Shayna Baszler, continues, with Shayna and Ronda taking out Chauncey, breaking her hand, and taking Chauncey out for what appears to be about 6 weeks' time. So now the question is, does that mean that the feud between Shayna, Ronda, and Chauncey continues when Chauncey comes back, or will it be something that as the referee blows the camera shot for the pedigree? Or will it be something that is put to the background when Chauncey comes back? But as I said, how do you miss me if how do you miss it? As the old saying goes, how can I miss you if you don't go away? A little time away from television may not do any harm for Chauncey, but also it adds to the aura of Shayna and Ronda Rousey as we approach WrestleMania. A little bit of a minor update on the Ring of Honor streaming service, as if I was not, just to clarify anything that I spoke about yesterday, that being that the Ring of Honor streaming service is in fact something that was in place prior to AEW, prior to the purchase of Ring of Honor by AEW, and also it was something that Tony Khan worked on and improved upon, rather than something that Tony Khan invented for himself. But if you, the fans, want to take the step and sign up for a Ring of Honor's if you want to sign up for Ring of Honor streaming service, all you have to do is go to watchroh.com, and that's where you can get all your information about the Ring of Honor streaming service, where Ring of Honor's weekly television show will eventually be when that time comes. But we will find out more information on that service in early January when Tony Khan gives us the information following Ring of Honor AEW television shows on January 4th and January 11th. So again, any more information that you would like to have on the Ring of Honor television broadcast, or streaming service rather, you can find it at watchringofhonor.com, watchroh.com. I know on a technicality, this means that ROH is not going to have a television show, and it's going to be a streaming service. But either way, you're going to have the opportunity to watch Ring of Honor on a weekly basis in the not too distant future. Also, if you missed it, Jamie Noble had his final match at the live event over the weekend. And I just want to give nothing but mad respect to WWE for giving one of their most loyal employees his opportunity to go out on his terms in a featured match, no less, as Jamie was a part of an 8-man tag team match that headlined the the house show with the Brawling Brutes and Braun Strowman against the Bloodline. So you have to figure that Jamie Noble was not only in an incredible position, but it was a great way for one of the more loyal and respected members of the WWE roster to go out with one final match in his hometown of in his home state of West Virginia. So I give props to WWE for that, and I hope that Jamie Noble had the final match, that his final match was everything he could have wanted. And speaking of the weekend's house shows, we saw Scarlett Bordeaux compete in her first WWE match. One night was an intergender tag team match with her husband Karrion Kross against Madcap Moss and Emma, and the other was, I believe, just a singles match the following night. But it's clear that WWE may be going the route of having Scarlett compete in the ring. And just one final update as we wrap up this bit of news: Sasha Banks, according to reports, Sasha Banks may have signed a multi-event contract with New Japan, and it's just a question of if maybe it was a collective between New Japan and AEW, as it seems Sasha Banks is done with WWE because of how far apart the two parties were on contract negotiations. But if you want an official answer on what's happening with Sasha Banks and WWE, I think the best thing for you to do is to wait until the end of the year, because according to Dave Meltzer, Sasha's contract with WWE is up at the end of 2022. So we may get an answer finally on what's going to happen with Sasha Banks and WWE at the end of December, but we're going to have to wait and find out. But these have been my thoughts on the happenings in the wrestling business. Let me know your thoughts on anything and everything that I talked about in the video down below in the comment section. And anything else you may have a question about or want to express your opinion on. Let me know down. Feel free to voice it down in the comment section below. Also, if you would like to, any and all interactions are very much appreciated. So if you want to leave a like, drop a subscription, feel free. Because any and all interactions are more than appreciated. They do help us get noticed by the algorithm. So feel free to help us in our fight against the algorithm. And with that being said, do not forget to ding that notification bell to always know when a new video is up on the channel. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace for now.